Hi guys, it's Jessica here, and welcome to this edition of the Quotation Bank tutorials, helping you with an Inspector Calls for GCSE English Literature. In these videos we take a key quotation from the text and provide a great model for how to go about analysing it precisely, as well as providing you with the framework for an excellent activity you can do on your own. We're following the format of the Quotation Bank study guides, where we take key quotations and explore interpretations, literary techniques, analysis and suggestions on which essays the quotations could be used in. The Quotation Bank has guides for a variety of GCSE texts available on our website, Amazon or online, so go and have a look, as well as follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe here on YouTube. Today we are looking at a line delivered by Sheila in Act 2 that comes at the conclusion of the inspector's interrogation of Gerald and just before Gould turns his attention to Mrs. Burling. Throughout the play, Sheila has been depicted as a little girl, naive and childish, but one of the inspector's key roles within the play is to enlighten the younger generation and provide the audience with a sense that the future could be different if only the young understand their responsibilities to others. Sheila is certainly growing in stature and understanding. She confidently asserts, "Don't interfere, please, father. Gerald knows what I mean, and you apparently don't." And her ascent into adulthood is confirmed with the defiant, "I'm not a child, don't forget." Yet Mrs. Burling refuses to accept Sheila as an adult, patronisingly claiming, "You seem to have made a great impression on this child, Inspector." To which he coolly replies, "We often do on the younger ones, they're more impressionable." And it is this impressionable nature that provides hope for the audience, with Sheila finally demonstrating an awareness of her actions with the line, "Father threw this girl out because she asked for decent wages. I went and pushed her father out right into the street, just because I was angry and she was pretty." So what are we going to do with this quotation? The Quotation Bank is designed to make sure that every point you make in an essay clearly fulfills the relevant assessment objectives, as well as showing off your detailed knowledge and understanding. So let's begin exploring this quotation by looking at interpretation. The interpretation of each quotation allows you to fulfill Assessment Objective 1, responding to the text and giving an informed, personal response. It is important you don't simply explain what the quotation means, but that you give your personal response to its effect on the audience. In this quotation, we discuss the fact that part of the inspector's role is to impart knowledge upon the Burlings. Here, Sheila conveys to the audience that the inspector's message is getting through to the younger generation. Sheila's acknowledgement of her direct role in the fate of Eva is a turning point in the play for a number of reasons. Firstly, this quotation implies that Sheila's loyalties have shifted. Rather than the family unit superseding any sense of societal or community loyalty, here Sheila accepts that she has a duty towards Eva as another human being. Furthermore, Sheila delivers this message with strength and conviction, stressing both the power of the inspector's message and the fact that it is having an effect. Not only is the inspector's message penetrating through class barriers, with society coming before family, but it is also subverting gender and patriarchal norms, with Sheila defiantly standing up to her father and defying traditional generational roles, with the informed youngster challenging the ignorant older generation. But now we want to delve into some detailed analysis of how Priestley conveys this idea to the audience, and we're going to start by identifying some literary techniques. As you can see here, using subject-specific terminology correctly, in this case the literary and dramatic devices used by Priestley, is a key part of Assessment Objective 2, and in this quotation Priestley utilises tone as well as juxtaposition and very specific verb choice. It is important at this stage to remember, never technique spot, that is, simply identify literary devices, for example saying this is a metaphor, or suggest Priestley uses imagery as it puts an image in the audience's head. When we identify a literary device, It is important to analyse the effect of that specific example, and if you don't know what the technique is, it really doesn't matter. It is the interpretation and analysis that counts. So let's get to that analysis. We have provided as much analysis as possible. It is a great idea to analyse the quotation in detail. You need to do more than just say what it means, but also what effect the language form and structure has on the audience. So let's analyse some specific details. The formality and tone of father, as opposed to Sheila's earlier call of daddy, emphasises that she is maturing as the inspector's lessons begin to have an impact on her. An effective way for the audience to track Sheila's growing maturity and awareness of the world around her is the development and sophistication of her language. The opening scene is littered with the childish mummy and daddy and immature phrases such as "you're squiffy." As the play progresses and Sheila realises the need to grow up, she begins to communicate with mother and father, and ends the play with the defiant line, "No, not yet, it's too soon, I must think." Sheila's use of the verbs through and pushed stress the active role the Burling family took in Eva's death. In this line, repetition of "because" highlights Sheila's growing awareness of the fact that actions have consequences. Not only can she identify the cause of Eva's downfall, she now appreciates the outcomes of each individual behaviour. Indeed, she is perhaps hardest on herself, with just very much identifying the petty nature of her behaviour. Sheila's angry attitude is juxtaposed with Eva's pretty demeanour. Sheila commits the wrongdoing, yet it is Eva who ends up on the street, reinforced by the confirmation that all Eva asked for was decent wages. Out and into the street convey the exposed, vulnerable nature of Eva's life. She is denied the safety net of a steady job, just like the millions and millions and millions of Eva Smiths, who have to live in fear of the whims and temper tantrums of the spoilt upper class. Her behaviour towards Burling was, as Sheila argues, entirely justified. Decent wages implies that up until now they have been indecent and certainly not enough to live on. There is a great deal to explore in this quotation, but it is important that you only use it if it is relevant to the question you have been set, and so we are going to look at which essays this quotation might prove useful in. Your answer needs to be focused to fulfil assessment objective 1. This section helps you choose relevant quotations and link them together for stronger essays. This quotation certainly provides useful exploration of the theme of age within the play. Although Burling believes the younger generation are naive and impressionable, the audience see Sheila's admission of guilt and awareness of her role in Eva's death as a positive attribute. In her growing awareness there is a glimmer of hope that the future may be brighter. We can also use this quotation to explore the idea of responsibility throughout the play. It is at this stage of the play the inspector's message is really beginning to break through on Sheila, and her focus shifts from how badly she felt to instead focus on the effect on Eva. Earlier in the play, Sheila took responsibility with the phrase, "I know I'm to blame," but then instantly sought to shift the focus elsewhere with, "I won't believe it's simply my fault." Now she acknowledges her behaviour without any sense of shifting the blame. Furthermore, here the power of the upper class to control the fate of the working class is clearly evident, but Priestley conveys that power as almost physical, as if workers could be manipulated and controlled like rag dolls, with through and pushed very much conjuring images of a bully or spoilt child, tossing aside something they no longer have a need for. I do hope you found our analysis useful, and if you have, do give a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos from the Quotation Bank. Don't forget to check out our study guides, where we follow the revision structure you've seen today on 25 key quotations, as well as being full of essay plans, revision activities and more. They're available from our website and other online stores. And follow us on social media. Send us a quotation and we'll try to help you out with your analysis. Thanks for listening and see you soon.